So we are going to talk about functions and relations today. Make sure that you get your date, your page number, and your learning target filled in here. Also make sure you get these key terms filled in. A relation is any set of ordered pairs. So anytime you have any ordered pairs, it could be in a table of values, it could be in a graph, anything like that. If you have a bunch of ordered pairs, that's called a relation. A function is a relation where every input value, make yourself a note, this means your x value, has exactly one output value, which means your y value. Basically that means that whatever I put in for x, I can only get the exact same number out for y. So we'll talk about that with some examples. So let's look at the table you have in example 1. I need to know whether or not this relation is a function. Basically, for every x value, my input, I can only have one y value. So I put 1 in for x, I got 2 out for y. So I put 2 in for x, I got 4 out for y. I put 3 in for x, I got 4 out for y. And I put 4 in for x, I got 6 out for y. So I actually had all different x values here, so therefore it is a function. As long as they're not repeated, you're not going to have an issue. Let's look at example 2. In example 2, they put 1 in for x, got 1 out for y, but then they put 1 in for x and got 5 out for y. So they got two different output values for the exact same value that I put in. Okay, so you may ask, okay, well, why in the last one, if I got 4 twice for y, that's okay. Whatever, your output values don't matter. What matters is what you put in for x, you have to get the exact same thing out for y. So basically this time I put 1 in for x and I got two different answers for y. That can't happen, so no, this is not a function. Another way to tell if a relation is a function is by what's called the vertical line test. A vertical line is a line that's straight up and down. So if you can't remember that, write yourself a note that this is straight up and down. A relation is a function if and only if a vertical line can intersect the graph at exactly one place at one time. So basically it's actually the same thing as what you did with the table, but it's going to look different with those ordered pairs sitting on an actual like XY plane. So looking at example 3. Basically the vertical line test says that if you drew any vertical line here. Okay, so let's say I just drew a vertical line right like this. This green vertical line. If I pick that up and move it, it's only going to hit, or it's not going to hit at any more than one point on the graph. For example, it's hitting right here. If I move it over here, it's only hitting right here. If I move it right here, it's only hitting right here. So this one, in fact, is a function because, yes, it does pass the vertical line test. Alright, so looking at example 4, if I use the same vertical line, any vertical line, and I drag it on here, it's going to cross at more than one point. See, if you look, you can see where it's crossing right here and right here. So this one actually fails the vertical line test. It is no, not a function, because you can see, look, for this x value, -3, you get two different y values. You get this y value and this y value. So the answer is no, it is not a function. And all you have to really know is just that it doesn't pass the vertical line test. And that is it for tonight. Make sure you answer your questions. Email your teacher if something doesn't pop up.